Hey Internet's RJ, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Yes, it was the week of Christmas, but you know, we don't take days off and we definitely don't respect bankers' hours here, so we still have a good show for you to get through. So on the docket for today, we are talking about more United credit card changes, specifically to those United credits that you can earn. We have Hilton and their points valuations in the news again on their higher end properties for all you fancy folks out there. All that and more, so of course, if it sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, we will lead off with Walmart gift cards. Yes, you know the show loves a good gift card strategy, so this one comes to us from the good doctor, where folks have been writing in and letting him know that, hey, we are now seeing Walmart gift cards being available at more retailers. Now, they don't go into, unfortunately, listing out as much of stores, but specifically, they said a reader reached out to let us know that physical Walmart gift cards are now being sold outside of Walmart. CVS, for example, is the one given. They've had variable reloads, which you can pick the amount up to like $200 on their gift card rack, and that means, of course, they could potentially be found at other stores, as you would imagine. So, you know, it doesn't sound like much, but again, as Walmart killed their card, with Capital One a while back, really the only card you have for Walmart to max it out is the AAA Daily Advantage card. That one only works in stores to get you 5% back, which is still very helpful, but again, I can only say so many good things about that card. It's just an underrated card that unfortunately not that many people are going to get, but it is a fantastic card. I have it myself, so aside from that, you're kind of limited because, as you know, Walmart is usually excluded from the category cards unless it's a specific category maybe. So if you can find a little stash of Walmart gift cards, especially at some place that was a 5% category, you could really be in business there, right? For CVS, for example, if nothing else, you're probably looking at, I don't know, Freedom Flex that does 3% back on drugstores maybe or something like that, but the guess is that, as Walmart wants to compete with Amazon and Target, as those delivery services, you can find Amazon gift cards everywhere. You can find Target gift cards everywhere. Maybe Walmart should do the same. So overall, it just seems like a small thing, but it does potentially open up a new strategy avenue for us and all you gift card folks out there. So very good. But if you don't like credits, you probably don't like gift cards, then you might like this change that United is making because it streamlines the use of credits. We talked about this maybe a week or two ago, specific to the United Quest card, where the Quest card had that United credit that you could get. United went through and changed it to just go straight to United Travel Bank. United Travel Bank is almost like a specific gift card repository, if you will, just for United credits, as it would say, banking up money for travel. So this is an example, again, brought to us by the good doctor, 2 for 2. So starting March 24, 2025, after meeting qualifying flights, your $100 annual United Travel credit will be deposited in the form of $100 in the United Travel Bank cash. I believe that is from one of the United Business Cards examples, but it should work the same for all of them. Just, you earn it the way you earn it, then it will automatically end up over there, which I believe is nice. Now, in addition to that, it is worth noting here that each unused award flight credit will expire 12 months after the date of issuance. So you've got about a year from the date it was issued. It's important to remember that because it's not card member year, it's not calendar year. It's actually the date it was earned and issued to you. You never like to see timelines on when you can and can't use stuff. I sometimes, I guess it might seem like I'm arbitrary on these things, and I get mad at someone like an American Express for not being able to roll things over, and that's where I'm more forgiving on this. But because, in my opinion, as someone who doesn't fly United, but I feel like just throwing it in the travel bank is a lot easier. Because you've got the United cards, you can probably use it once a year, I would imagine. I don't know if you go into the travel bank, it lets you prioritize which credits you're using or not, but I would imagine there's a way to do it. So I don't think it's that bad. I think it makes these cards a little bit easier to use and more approachable, easier to get your value out of. So overall, I like the change. Just be mindful of that expiration date. And of course, if you do fly United, you can let us know what you think or how you plan to use these down below. Now, in our traditional transitions, I structure the stories this way. If you're flying and you're flying United, well, you might be flying to stay at a Hilton, particularly one of the nicer ones. If you're doing that, you might not care so much about the travel bank credits, but hey, All that to say, Upgraded Points is out with a new article this week saying that Hilton has raised the amount of points required to get some stays at their nicer properties. So if you take a look at this, now again we said these are the premium property type deals. So that you think like Luke's Points and Miles type travel, not Hilton Econo Lodges like where you would find this show at, but. Anyways, members have reported significant increases in the number of points required for standard room redemptions at high-end Hilton properties. So, of course, not all properties are affected, and this is just, as they say, an example. Their chart just looks pretty, so, like, why not just reuse it? But we're giving them credit, right? So here you go. Here are some examples. Now, if you go through it, you get the largest increases around 20,000 points. I think that's the 120 to 140 in Mexico at the bottom there. Then you have some more reasonable ones. It could be just 5,000 like Conrad Tokyo. And then, so it seems to be anywhere from 5 to like 20,000 at the worst, which is still, a significant increase there. And of course, they go on to say these rates won't be available every night. Again, it's just an example of what they pulled. So, again, if you're a fancy Hilton traveler, just be aware of that. Someone did make a good point in the comments, I think a week or two ago, because, on some level, we do always get mad at points devaluation, it seems. But on the other hand, if everything else is going up in price, I guess it makes sense that the points would be going up. I think a thing we don't often check in on that we probably should to see if it's actually inflation or it's simply them trying to clean up their outstanding points balances. Did they also go up in price in cash? A lot of us don't probably care about that as much because we're trying to pay points, not cash. But if it went up in cash and then as points as well, I guess that makes more sense. But if it's just going up in points, then that seems like less inflation, more just trying to clean up your outstanding points balance. But hey, you won't find me in any of these properties. They do sound very nice. Now, if you're looking to save a few bucks or recoup a few bucks, I should say, on Hilton stays, and you're a Business Platinum card holder like myself, well, then you probably already know that the Business Platinum did add a Hilton credit, a $200 yearly Hilton credit. It doesn't work yearly, as you would imagine. It's not as easy to use as the travel bank, but in typical Amex fashion, it's $50 per quarter, does not roll over. We did talk about this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Well, I can confirm that this does work. The old Hilton Aspire trick where you go in and you buy a Hilton gift card and then they credit to you. Now, some folks have said, hey, don't tell people, keep it between ourselves. But one, no one watches this show, if we're super honest. But number two is that blogs have already published this, and I'm not. I don't talk about there are some strategies I don't talk about, but that's more so because they're way fringe case out there. This is pretty mainstream. I think everyone tends to know about it. So I did this myself. I have the Business Platinum until at least February, I think, when I can cancel it then. So I did do it. It does work. Funny enough, I believe they know. The reason I believe they know is because it codes as Hilton gift card purchase right then and there. But then a day or two later, I got the email you just saw that said, hey, you've redeemed your credit. Of course, you do have to opt into it first. But it is a quarter. So I did it in December, and then I will do it again in January. I do think, I said it then, I'll say it again. I do think this does paint, for me, the Business Platinum in a little bit different of a light now, because it's still fairly easy to use. Granted, they do have to mail you the gift card, and there's like a $2 charge for shipping. So, still you're talking about valuing it at like $190 maybe, something like that, if you really wanted to be nitpicky about it. But it was easy enough to use. Don't get carried away here. It doesn't change, in my opinion, enough to keep the card. Still a $700 card, probably not going to keep it. But if you had to pick a platinum card, I do now think, especially as long as this thing is still available and you can do this strategy, I do think Business Platinum would be the way to go over the regular platinum. I know folks like the Schwab Platinum. Problem with the Schwab Platinum is it comes with usually the lowest intro offer, and now with the one card rule, or the product family rule rather, where the Schwab and the regular Platinum used to be separate products, now they're considered the same. It doesn't really make sense. It's a 1.1 cent redemption on that one, sure, but if you get a business checking account, which is free, you could do a 1 cent redemption with your MR points. So I feel like just for the ease of use on credits, Business Platinum now the way to go, in my opinion. So there you go. Look at me using my coupon book to its fullest extent. Who would have guessed? But that is the news. So of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. Of course, right back every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitfulContent.com, which is the channel's blog. We post news stories just like this. We post plenty of bank promotions. I know we have a ton from Citi, so definitely check those out. We have credit card offers as well. So if you saw like what you saw from the Business Platinum or even the United cards, we might have some of those as well. But of course, this is the last show on the main page for the year. 2024 was good. Here's to 2025. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. And again, no days off. So we'll be right back here on Thursday to keep going and start your year off in a very profitable way. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll talk to you very soon next year. You can't avoid the joke, can you? You have to do it once a year, right? All right, see ya.